Yesterday, I'm sitting on the beach and just chilling, like chilling hard. And with not one worry about a new practice member calling or texting and not getting what they need because of what I'm about to share with you. All of the pieces are where they need to go for my people to be cared for without my time and energy being in the mix. And that's what I needed in order to run a practice the way that it made sense for my life. And essentially what happened is we got all the right tools, me and my angels, right? We got all the right tools, we put them in all the right places. And then I started sharing them with you guys, with my community, with my friends. And then I blink and we've got thousands of people using these systems, which is so super cool. And we kept hearing feedback about how many screens there were to look at, how many passwords were to write down, how hard it was to get somebody to just take over the system, the insecurity around being compliant, and not having certainty around compliance, the cost of having like 6 different platforms for email and texting and branding and reviews and website and all of it, right? It ends up being somewhere around $700 to $800, maybe even more. Plus having a phone for their practice. Now we're at around $1,000 a month for expenses. Not counting having someone run it for you, that's another cost. Not counting having a HIPAA compliant program, that's another cost. So I kept hearing these issues surface in different ways with different practitioners and different types of practice. And it kept going deeper and deeper and like creating more and more of a dent. And until I knew that there was something that I had to do about it. And then I thought, at this time, I was putting my coaching program onto a new platform. And I thought, this is a really cool platform, but it's really busy. It's really clunky. It's not intuitive. Man, if I could figure out a way to make this A, simple to understand, B, beautiful, C, compliant, and D, all of the solutions in one place, I think we might have a solution to that dent that was getting deeper and deeper. And when I first started looking at that idea, this was probably a year ago, it wasn't in the realm of possibility in my understanding. And then, you know how like when you're ready, the universe will just start putting pieces in front of you. And I met this guy who knew this thing and this gal who knew this thing. And all of a sudden I had a community around me who is saying, Jody, this is the solution that you've been looking for the problem that has developed with the solutions that you've created. So we've created all of these solutions for texting and email and website and all of this. However, there were problems with it and I needed a solution for the problems for the solutions. And we found it. And it's amazing. So over the past few months, we've been putting together what is now known as the Practice Suite. And my private practice, I'm a chiropractor here in New Jersey, has been on the suite for almost 3 months. And to go from a texting website and an email website and a regular website and a social media solution, and like to have all of that and then to replace all of that with one place to look, and then to go through the journey of showing a team member how to run it for me so that I can go sit on the beach and not have to deal with the texting and all this stuff. It's really cool, you guys. So I wanted to put together a way to put this in front of my community, not prematurely, in a way that doesn't completely overwhelm my team, and still kind of living a life while I'm doing it. So we developed a beta program, and the program itself is called the Practice Suite. And basically it's a HIPAA compliant virtual desk that we can build for you. We can teach you how to run it, or we can run it for you. And the whole suite takes about from start to finish, 8 weeks to put together. If you have not walked through my programs already. If you've already walked through Spa, Try, or Scale, the whole thing takes maybe a couple of weeks to put together because you've already done the hard part. You've already created your templates and your brand and all that stuff. And we probably even have that stuff if we've walked you through the creation of that. Some of the people watching are going through that process now of creating your texting templates, your email templates, your brand, your logo. And the cool thing is we can just step right in and take your stuff and apply it to your practice suite instead of applying it to Google Workspace and Simple Texting and all of the other places that we need to look. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to show you what the suite looks like. I wanted to go over what's included, and then I wanted to explain the nuances of the beta program, because we are looking for a very specific type of practitioner for our beta program. We want to serve everybody who comes to our door. That's kind of the problem. And it's a great problem to have. I get that. However, it is a challenge because there are people who are coming to us and saying, I want to be part of your beta program, who aren't necessarily tech savvy. And this program does need, for the beta program, it needs you to have some know-how on your end, to know how to use Google Sheets, to know how to get into Canva and change a color on your logo or whatever it might be. So we are doing a bit of a triage, if you will, on who we're accepting into the beta program. And the other kind of catch-22 is we're already 50% full. So we only have like 4 seats left for the beta program for this summer. And then we're going to launch it worldwide. So the lovely thing about the beta program is you get it for a fraction of what it's going to cost to run an actual suite. So let me show you around. Any questions so far before I go into sharing my screen? And you guys are more than welcome, if you think of questions, to drop them in the chat, and I promise to get to them before we're at the end of today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And what you're looking at now is actually it's called the green template of the practice suite. So this is a suite. And all of the conversations, texting, email, and social media happen in Conversations. Your practice calendar will be here, and your schedule will be mirrored in here if you're a Jane App user. All of your practice contacts will be here. Flow charts are what you do from visit 1 to visit 2 to visit 3, and we're creating all of the automations for things to be very streamlined between those visits. There's also a recalls flow chart. There's a marketing flow chart. All of these things are things that we're going to be building over your practice suite build program. Outreach is simply the linking to your social media accounts so that you can post from your suite. We can post for you from your suite. We can answer messages from your suite, all of those things. Sites is actually where your website can and should live, but the beta program is promising a 1-page website, which I'm suggesting to people is a video sales letter. You get 1 page of a website with your suite because we need to have a website in your suite in order to get a phone number approved. And there's a lot more to that. Just know that that's kind of the nitty gritty, or like the top of the iceberg that you need to understand there. Your learning center is going to be here, and this is where all of the courses live. This is where your actual suite, it's called the Suite Success Program. It starts with step 1 of preparing for building a practice suite, and then your physical space, time, texting, the phone, email. And these are all courses that you'll be walking through during your suite build. And then the yellow will become your help area once your suite is built. Like if you're in your suite and we're not running it for you and you want us to answer a text message and you're like, how do we do that? How do we answer a text message? You can go into the text course of your learning center. And so we're diligently right now putting these courses together, and they're really, really beautiful. And then you can have as many direct links to the whatever you most frequent online right here as possible. So in this example, we have Facebook, Instagram, Jane app, and your practice SOP. I think the coolest thing that we're doing in all of this is while we collect information for your practice suite, we're actually building you an SOP. So if you send us a link to your calendar in Jane app, we're taking that link, we're putting it in an SOP, and we're typing out what you say about how you schedule so that at the end of your suite build, we'll be able to hand you a practice SOP that you can then share with anybody who's on your team or just keep for safekeeps for afterwards. So this is the green suite, and then we have the blue suite. And really, this is just personal preference. What colors do you like? The yellow suite. It's important to me that what we're looking at is beautiful. It's important to me that if I'm looking at a screen all day, that it's really easy for my brain to digest. And then we do actually have a demo here. You can see my practices right here, and these are all the practices that we put on the suite already. So this is actually Staffless Practice, our Academies suite, and you can see we have conversations here. Like here are all the texting conversations that we've had over the past 24 hours. Here's our calendar. I don't think there are any calendars in here right now. All of our contacts are here. Here's what the flow charts will look like. So we have like a triage sequence, and if Anjali was moved over to strategy booked, then a whole series of events would happen for her. And then this is how we kind of keep track of everything that we're doing behind the scenes here at Staffless Practice. And here is the demo account for the practice suite. This is actually a new practice member flow chart, just so that you can see what this looks like. This is probably the biggest time saver of the entire practice suite. So in my practice, when somebody schedules, they automatically a card pops up here. The day of their first visit, it automatically is moved over here, and they get a text and an email that happens automatically. After their first visit, they get an email with a video, and they're asked to send a code word, and all of that is done automatically when we move their card over there. That's the only, moving from day of visit 1 to after visit 1 is the only thing that's done manually in this whole thing. And then after visit 2, it's automatically moved over here. And again, a whole series of things happen. So part of your suite build is saying to you, what do you want to say to your new practice members at visit 1, at visit 2, the day after visit 2, whatever it looks like for you. Here's an active conversations box so that you can see what that looks like. You can call from your suite. So this could replace your practice phone. A lot of people, when they hear that, they ask the question, well, can you guys make phone calls for me? And the answer is no. The only things that we do not do for our clients is make phone calls or charge credit cards. So we'll do everything else. We'll schedule patients for you. We'll text them, we'll email them, we'll do all of the things for you to save you a ton of time on practice know-how. That's the practice suite, you guys. So right now we're in beta for the practice suite. And basically what that looks like is, let's go over the costs first. So the practice suite, when we hit the market, will be around $1,000 a month to run if we're running it for you. That's going to replace your staff doing this part where we're texting and emailing and scheduling and doing all that. It's also going to pay for your suite rental fee, which is all HIPAA compliant. It's going to pay for your texting program, your email program, your website, which is a really big deal, as well as easy access to all of your social media accounts. So it'll be about $1,000 a month, and that will take care of a certain number of minutes a week that you get VA coverage. And usually it's about 4 to 5 hours a week. So if you say, I want a practice suite, but I don't want you to run it for me, then it's going to be somewhere around $450 a month to have a practice suite. There will be a fee associated with building your suite, and I'll get into that in just a minute. For the beta program, These are the different components of what we're including in the beta program. 3 forms to capture information from clients, 3 automation sequences, new patients, cash flow, whatever you need during that automation period. Well, 1-page website, linking to social media accounts, connecting your phone numbers for you, which is kind of a pain in the dupa, 10 email templates, 10 texting templates, 3 4-step funnels. Like a funnel would be like a new patient schedules, 2 days later, they get an email, then they get a text message. Like putting it all together is a funnel. So we're giving you 3 4-step funnels, a URL for your practice suite, setting up your HIPAA compliance for you, connecting 4 outside sites on those buttons I showed you to your suite, importing 1 calendar into your suite, and creating 2 different visit types for the calendar of your suite. So all you need to know about this is if you need any more than this, which some people do, all of that will happen once your basic suite is built. And that's what we call step 12. So let me just show you this. Let's go back into Learn. So step 12 is Wise Counsel. And this is where we do the additional builds for you. This is where you bring people in to get all of the things that you need, whether it's marketing or ads or billing, a billing company or whatever it is. Wise Counsel is what that is. It may be hiring a VA, whatever it is. All of that will happen in step 12, which is Wise Counsel. Going back to the beta program, the cost of the beta program is $395 a month, and that's until you tell us to stop. So basically, we're just charging you the rental fee of the suite. It's a little bit above cost to pay for our team. And the promise is that it will not be raised more than 5% a year. So in a year from now, we'll probably raise it by 5% per month. Meaning like if it's $400 now, next year it'll be like $420, which is 5% of $400 per month. If you are not already a Staffless Practice Academy student or graduate, if you do not already have your texting templates, your email templates, all of the things, if you do not already have a brand kit, there will be a $2,000 onboarding for us to give you all of those courses and build that content with you. Usually that cost is around $6,000. So it's a huge discount. And then if you want us to run your suite for you as a beta client, and or you need things other than this list here, we will charge you 60 cents a minute for the work that is involved with all of that. And we do that billing once a week. So 60 cents a minute equates to about $36 an hour of staff who is compliantly and with a whole lot of know-how building and running for you. And our program for running the suite for you, again, will happen at step 12 when you bring in Wise Counsel, and that's called our Sweetheart program. So that is the beta program of the Staffless Practice, the Staffless Suite. We're not even calling it Staffless Practice Suite. It's the Practice Suite. And this on this page here, gostaffless.com/beta, you can get all of your information here. You can also pay here. Again, we're almost waitlisted for the beta program. If you submit payment and you do not have a history with Staffless Practice, you haven't been through one of our programs, we will send you an invoice for $2,000 to get into the academy and get started with the Practice Suite program. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I see we have some questions. Standard operating procedure is SOP. That's probably the biggest part, you guys. Like, we're going to have all of your things in one happy place. And I love that. That would make things a lot easier on this end of the computer, that's for sure. Okay, I think that those are all of the questions that we had. Does anybody else have questions or want to see something different or anything at all? Want to share anything? Does this seem cool to you guys? Yeah. Right. It's my brainchild. Okay, I'm going to stop recording. And